greetings. Okay, we're up a little bit late tonight. I'm dealing with somebody that's kind of a difficult person that's harassing me a little bit, but that's okay. That's all right. We're dealing with it, maybe in a professional manner. That's hilarious. Yeah, I have somebody harassing me online, so it's interesting. Yeah. So, yeah, it's very bizarre. Anyway, all right, thank you for joining us. Yeah, just they're all over the place, right? So we do Catalina Island. It's in California. It's outside of it's in the California area. Let's put that on the Pacific by California. There's also like the Renaissance Institute. I don't know a lot about that. Apparently, it's kind of like a shady company. So it's like some these companies that don't make a whole lot of sense. I forget the name. It's like Renaissance Institute or something like that. I don't know enough about it to tap into it right now. And also the Navy Intelligence, so tap into some of that. That's part of the secret space program, stuff like that. So just kind of get some kind of aspect of it. Also the wizard realm. So I go into the wizard realms. I go into some of the elite energies, and it doesn't get a whole lot of attention. It's interesting. It's like that's where the root of a lot of this, even the energy is shifting here. So yeah, the wizard realm, that's really where it's all at. So but it doesn't really get a whole lot of play. It just doesn't. It's like it's come through channelings in the past. I just don't go to it too deeply because it's like as I goes over many the heads of many. They want more of this fantasy adventure stuff. And really the realm, they're just not ready for it. Yeah, they need to heal. Many are here in the reincarnation loop. But I would say the majority that are here incarnated are just going to keep reincarnating here over and over again. Not everybody. If you don't want to be one of those people, most likely you're making sure you're not going to be one of those people, but many are. It's like they want this world to be a better place, and they keep reincarnating over and over, keep saying the same thing. It's like this life they do it. So we're going to make this world a high vibrational world. Does it work? Maybe a little bit. And they leave the world. So, okay. And then they come back again and do the same thing. And they do it over and over and over. Remember, the religion's been doing it for thousands of years. So now it's just gone more alien now. And it's all a message about this. The cats are funny. Yeah, I just threw my whole concentration out when they did that. So yeah, I got somebody harassing me. I'm not sure if that guy sent another message or something. It's weird. Yeah, some that are very professional can be very arrogant and attack people mentally and say psychic work isn't real, and attack you mentally, and like who knows what they're possessed by, and attachments and all that stuff. And they say like government is not, like you talk about the top government, how corrupt that is. That's true, but also the regular people, a lot of them are corrupt too. They have a big ego, whatever it might be. So it goes down the line. So it's just not, it's just crazy. It's just insane. When they say government, it's just, and a lot of them are going to reincarnate over and over again, especially if you had, what you need in life and everything. So, yeah, it's funny. The Catalina Island, yeah, of course. Oh, that's right. I had a message online also about all aliens are all talk. Boy, is that the truth of it? It's like, where are they? Well, yeah, it's weird there. It's like, we have to get to their level, I guess. Well, there's just so much negativity here. I don't know. this is going to be the same old story. There will be a time eventually when they're seen here, but we have a while for that. So, yeah, it's just, I mean, when you get open up, not everybody's meant to open up their powers, their third eye and everything. So, it's something else where we're going. Yeah, it's complicated. It's this world. This world's gonna, so for the next 1,000 years, people are gonna be talking about the aliens and everything, and keep going on with that. So it just, now we did the Bible for thousands of years. Now we're doing the aliens for the next couple of 1,000 years, and then once again, many that incarnate here are going to currently think that things are going to improve. We're going to see things get better in the fifth dimension, and it might slightly change, maybe. Who knows? Probably slightly change. And then, like I said, they just reincarnate over and over again. It's true. I mean, the truth hurts, right? And it's just the fact of the matter. So all this here about the quantum financial, people want to hear it, and so others are fueling it. This other talk about the high vibrations. I mean, dark energies can have a high vibration too, and they can hijack it. That's just another way to screw with people, basically. It's like saying that they're smart, they're high vibration. I mean, a lot of positive people here are dark entities. They just tell everybody that they're positive. And they actually believe it too. And maybe there is some positivity. There probably is. You have to do something. I mean, a vampire has to come off attractive to pull you in. So there's a massive, So it's funny. It's a lot of trickery here that we're here to figure out. Yeah, I don't know if I'm still getting harassed here or not. Yeah, it's funny. So yeah, it's funny how professional arrogance that's out there. Not everybody's like that, but some are just unbelievable. That's how we talk comedy private sessions. We have a scheduler here. We have a shop, a webinar, social network behind the scenes. Yeah, it's funny how small people get. Very professional, arrogant, and just show how small they really are. Yeah, it's quite the sight. Yeah, and just insults you and everything. It's great. Lovely. So, all right, so we'll go into the UFO, Catalina Island energies. So, obviously, not everyone is at a spiritual peak, you can say, just like a psychic energy. Like I said, there's others that are skeptics that can easily attack you and try to think this number, try to do this, and they're actually attacking your energy. So yeah, it's not, this is a wizard fight, basically. When it comes down to this is a magic fight. So we're here to figure it all out. So anyway, it's a war of many levels. Like I said, I showed the Lady Gaga stuff. Of course, it got buried by YouTube. People aren't, understanding a lot of that because it is showing a lot of darkness that's here. I mean, the real elite energy is very strange. And how many are really ready for that stuff? I mean, they're rather just a fantasy and just, what kind of story can you tell me? That type of thing. How many are really ready? Because if many were really ready for what's really here, you'll see the god beings here, you see wizard beings here, you'll see dragon beings here. Obviously, some are probably, I see it all the time. So, okay, whatever. I mean, physically see it here. I mean, really, we're not at that level. So, but that's what you would see in Greek mythology or Indian mythology, basically. That's what we're working towards. Who knows when that'll happen, though? Like I said, it might be thousands of years, might be 10,000 years. So, all right. So we're going to UFOs of Catalina Island, Navy Intelligence. Yeah, secret space program stuff. Yeah, we'll see what we get from that. Might not get a whole lot from that. And the wizard realm. So, all right, blessings. Here we go. brings. We have the consciousness of UFO energies of California. California is not a normal state, as some of you know. It is, yes, an elite state. It is kind of like its country. It is keeping people out. There is more of a UFO activity there, even on the ground. Of course, you're not really going to see alien beings, but there are, you know, hybrid humans wandering around. Let's put it that way. They're not going to make themselves known. Usually, they're more in the big cities. But they're not ones to make themselves known for various different reasons. It's yeah, it's but Catalina Island is where is once again another elite energy. It is also they connect to the energies of the Pacific. You also see the timelines of what's happening here on the Earth. And sometimes when a person sees a ship, they can use their energy for others to see it also. That's another reason why you have ship sightings. Not all of these UFO ships are government. They're not that talented. There are positive. It's confusion, and that's going to continue to occur. And many are still trying to heal, their own. There's also a lot of fear, basically, because some of these aliens that are being seen, that are real, are not always the most positive beings. And some of you probably know that. Doesn't mean you get a negative vibe from the ship. Sometimes you might. That might more occur in the future. When you know there's just something there not right. Because they are here. They're just like humans, the alien beings. There's some are grays, some are Palladian, and they all do cause problems here with society. They're like an alien human, but they're still fourth dimensional, but they still have, they don't get pulled into all the drama that's here, though. They know how to pick at it. They know how to trigger people, but they also step back. So give you more understanding of that. Obviously, the mass majority are not ready for what's here. Some are, and you're being activated currently. The few that are advancing themselves, yes, usually they keep themselves quiet for obvious reasons. They can't handle the attack from others, as the masses are kind of blind with their energy. And yes, you don't have to go on podcasts, talk shows, completely understood. To keep yourself hidden, protected is very important. But as you're protected, many of you, the some of you, their powers are continuing to get stronger. So we are at a critical time currently. Well, those that are keeping themselves hidden are powering up. Doesn't mean that they know the future. Some of them might be able to tap into. There's many futures, but they're, like I say, the few that are being activated currently, they'll get the message that they need. They might not listen to any of these channelings, but they might get one to show that they're on the right path, just kind of checking in. And what they're experiencing is they're on the right flow, and they're going more into a higher dimensional state. While others feel like they are, but really aren't. Some are slightly. Mass majority is probably going to take their time to. They're still trying to understand this. Some are still very physically connected. They need the physical realms. They need all of this experience. And the higher dimensions are, not everybody can reach those higher dimensions. It's not always what it's cracked up to be. Some feel like the higher dimensions is like you're upgraded and all that, but there's a lot of responsibility that goes into it. It's, it doesn't mean that you're in the third dimension and you're at the lower realms. Not really. You're just more of a challenging realm. Being a lot higher dimensional beings can't handle this realm. So it's like, in some ways, it can look like you're preparing for a fight, and you're strengthening yourself. So when you go into the higher, because anybody usually can go into the higher dimension, even lower dimensional beings, yes, can go into the higher dimensions too. Of course, they manipulate it, and they're not exactly the best vibration, but they can get there. They can go in the fifth, they can go in the sixth. I may feel like you can't do that, but you can. It doesn't mean you have the best intentions, but it's for you to figure that out as you upgrade yourselves. Because some feel like they can upgrade their energy and feel like they're invulnerable, that they can't get attacks. When in truth, your attacks might be more intense than others. So Catalina Island doesn't mean there'll be anything public about what's going on there. Doesn't mean if you go to that island you're going to see UFOs. Not likely. There isn't a lot of elites that do live there, sporadically, not constantly there, but they're in the know. There is some government energies there, of course. Not all government people are aware of what's going on. It's only a few, but they do keep an eye on what is being channeled. Sometimes some of it does get their attention. So, but like I said, many of you that are activating or keep in the shadows, which is healthy. It's very healthy. Might not ever, nobody knows who you are, which is good. You're protecting your vibration, but you are advancing on a higher level. Doesn't mean it's for ego purposes. It's just an energy cleanse that's going on. So, blessings. Greetings to you, brother. Navy Intelligence frequency. For your secret space program energies, well, there's a lot being kept from the public worldwide, of course. Doesn't mean there's a world war, no. But there is agendas through private groups, like your private companies. Even your companies kind of do things they should not be doing. Business they should be, like a business like in China can cause China to not necessarily fight, but it can start a war technically. Will it go that far? Not likely, but it could. They pull out or they're causing difficulties there, whatever it might be. Of course, they're not going to make that public. Not at that level. So obviously there's a lot being kept from the public for obvious reasons. But it doesn't mean that certain things will leak out. As for the secret space program energy, there's some people here that are changing DNA wise, connecting more to amphibian energies. That's not being public, of course. These are like hybrid people. You'll never really see this. But even advanced psychically, some individuals, now they're being released to the public, not likely. But some of that is, some of you can tap into those frequencies, how, yes, these psychic people being kept from your society. Well, they're trying to actually create timelines, psychically, manifest, as many of you are warning manifestations. Actually, there are a couple of government groups now. How advanced they are is another story, but they are here to see the future, but also to manifest a timeline that they can control. I realize this is a very small part of the government. It's not the whole government. It's like very small. It's like those that are in tune to the esoteric realms and all that, just pretty much completely insane to a certain level. And there's something, the reason we bring it up is for some of you to tap into, because some of you can see it, even have an idea of the locations if it's even that important. Now, the reason for the amphibian energy is the amphibian connections with a human DNA, just like an energy activation there. So it causes a psychic advancement, but also some insanity that comes with it. Like the people are sometimes not always the most mobile people. I mean, they can't always have all the motor functions, but they can see things in the future if they can verbally say it. So basically, it's like creating kind of mutated psychic people, like you would see. Not to get weird on everybody, but there's some of that, like you see something out of Total Recall, the people of Mars, kind of like not to that level, but there is genetic manipulation going on. Doesn't mean it's at an extreme level, but it's they're experimenting with everything. But from what we see during this connection, right now it's an amphibian energy. Amphibian energy is connected to humans. Of course, you're not going to see that publicly. You might see a movie on it one day, possibly, of somebody that might not be mentally well, but very psychically powerful. So, and some of you have actually met some of these people. Doesn't mean they have amphibian abilities, but they're not well mentally, but they have powerful psychic abilities. So it gives you kind of an idea. So obviously, the government is trying to develop their own type of superhumans, as some of you already know. It doesn't mean it's like a super soldier energy. A lot of these people are very vulnerable, and you kind of see them in society because they do go out to society eventually. Because if they can't use them, they just give them to someone, and then they have kids or whatever it might be, and there's all kinds of difficulties there. So this is. Greetings. This is the wizard energy from the wizard realm. Your inner earth, your Gartha realities. Some of you, yes, are connected to the tree energies. And some of you are going through a lot of emotional difficulties, not always know why. Some of it does, yes, come from your empathic energy, what you're feeling from nature itself, especially like trees, the grass, the oceans. You're feeling human consciousness that, embeds itself with the Earth's frequency. And so not everyone's susceptible to that. Not everybody feels the waves of that, but there is many that actually feel it at a higher level and just wonder why they're sick, why they have headaches, why, of course, you go into the sleep realm and see what's going on there. So there's just a lot of darkness here, as you can see, some of my agendas. So yes, there's dark wizardry that's happening at a high level, 6th and 7th dimensional levels, but you can't see them here physically. Yes, they can appear here in the physical realm if they wanted to. They can show up, yes. Higher dimensional beings can even show up physically to some kind of physicality. It might not be exactly like yours. Then again, some really can, or they can possess people if you really want to go to that level. So it's all just, things are changing here for you to become more aware of that. Obviously, many are still not understanding because you're not seeing these beings, but on an energy level, some of you can tap into it, of course. It's not the easiest energy to see either. But wizard energies, yes, they have the ability to move the winds, connect to the oceans, tree vibrations, to really, yes, even the unicorn energies that some laugh at it, but it's actually, unicorns are quite powerful beings. And the human here feels like it can defeat the Agarthian realms. Some do. And some, they're not, no, because the Agarthian realms are normally more powerful, but the human here can be weaponized against the Agarthian realms, against fairies, against elf people, and so on. It's just humans aren't quite at the level of understanding these things quite yet, because they're very third dimensional, but programmed by society. But AI energy has been here since the beginning of time. Of course, AI has always been in the astral realms, at least a version of it. It's whatever works to program a human, basically. So it's all just these energies that, it's whatever that humans are pulling into their timeline. So for some of you that are opening up more to the wizard realms, you might see witches. It all depends on who you are. But yes, the land of the gods, basically. And gods can be very arrogant, just like humans, but at a higher level, meaning they have power to move planets and things like that. Of course, your world is like, we're not at that level yet, but some of you are. Doesn't mean you're moving the planets, but some of you are connected to those realms. Yeah, the wizard realms, people are not fully understanding. They're not quite there, but some of you are at that level. And it's always speaking. You might not always hear it, because a lot of the wizard people, just like alien people are connected, usually stay quiet. The ego, there is no ego, and just let the world do it. It's like listening to the world, and then you activate yourself when the time is right. The wizard realm, it doesn't always have to have, proof of itself. Why does it need to prove anything? It doesn't need huge numbers on the internet or any of those things. It doesn't need a huge realm in social media. It doesn't need any of those things. It just needs the tools for its power to, wizardry, to use its energy to connect and use for whatever reason. So eventually humanity will understand this. But it's got some time for that.